Hello, my lovely friends. Surprise! I never give you any forewarning. And I'm actually early because I said I was going to be 10:30. But have you ever had one of those days? You've ever had one of those mornings and you know what? You just got to go with the flow. And that's just what kind of a morning I'm having. And that's just the way it's going to be. So, welcome to my last live of September. Wonderful Wednesday live. This one we're going to talk about why. I'll put this banner on there. Why study? So this is going to be a power packed minutes. Like you know, it has the potential to change your paradigm and therefore change your life. Your paradigm is what's driving you, whether you know it or not. If this is your first time with me, thank you for joining. My name is Julie Townsend. I am the CEO, founder of Quantum Connections Incorporated. It is my mission to provide ambitious people an environment to calm down, gain some clarity, and cash in on a better life simply by changing and maintaining their mindset. So, unlike shelf help books and courses and all kinds of concepts out there, I use a personal development program that is a formula to reprogram your subconscious mind. Inside your subconscious mind lays that nasty paradigm. And why I say nasty is because it probably has all kinds of bad habits in there that you do what you do and you don't know why you do it. It's because of your paradigm. So I've seen it many, many times. This program that I teach and that I facilitate literally change lives. It is transformational. It has been studied and offered by my mentor, Bob Proctor, for 60 years. So there is another where I'm streaming this to is called the Quantum Academy. It's a Facebook group that you're more than welcome to join. It just has like an uplifting atmosphere, positive atmosphere in there, and I just trickle in some life-changing material here and there just to get you thinking and keep those creative juices flowing. There's also an opportunity to become a quantum connection certified coach, and if you're interested in any of that stuff, just go to my website, www.quantum-connections.ca. I'm just going to skip over some stuff. How are you today? How's your vibe? When I have days like this, it's only 10 a.m. where I am. I don't know who's joining me here, but the day has just begun, and it's a challenge. There's just certain things that have come that are challenging. So what do I do about that to maintain my vibration and just remain in control? Because otherwise, if I am reacting, right, to what's going on around me and things and activities and energy, shall we say, then I'm not in control. But if I respond from within, then I am in total control. And how do I do that? I do that through music, through gratitude journaling, through meditation, just through focus. Use of my higher faculty called the will. That has exactly been what I've been doing this morning. So let's talk about the topic. What are we talking about today? Why study? Why study? Okay? You might ask, Jules, I haven't picked up a book since high school, so let alone study. Why on earth would I do that? Maybe a Danielle Steele book or John Patterson novel, but certainly not a book. Certainly not a self-help book or anything like that. I'm not in college. I'm not in school anymore. Why would I do that? Well, I may also ask you then, how is that working out for you? Because are you living the way you desire and you have all that you want? Because if you do, I don't know why you're listening to me. I should be listening to you, right? I don't personally have everything, and I want, and I think I still have a pile of growth within me. That said, some of you may think that it's greedy. It's not greedy to say either, because I've learned something that's really opened my mind to change your life and my life forever. And that is, it brings you in total alignment with your purpose. It is simply learning that my spirit and your spirit is forever seeking expansion. How does it get expansion? Like to learn, to study, to grow. It's not meant to sit around doing nothing, watching Big Bang reruns. I always like to pick on my husband because that's what he does. He just watches Big Bang reruns. Your spirit wants to grow. It wants to grow, which makes sense. That's why we're always searching, right? We're always searching. You got that mode in you that's always looking for something better. We are creative beings. We come from our creator. Creative, creator. Doesn't that sound like something that would grow, not just be stagnant? We're not a one and done. We have a purpose to unfold. And as we live and we create and recreate ourselves daily, we're changing every day. Wouldn't you want to say in that? Or are you just kind of happy with the way things go? Certainly not nowadays, but that's just my little piece on that. There is a known fact that says create or disintegrate. It's a fact. It's a law. You're going up or you're going down. For if you're not doing one, you're doing the other. So how do we create? We learn new things. We go forward on our path, not backwards. We don't make a habit of getting too comfortable. The best way to grow is to study. We must study to get the results that we want. We must study so that we put into action what it is that we are learning. And that's what causes growth and change. I really wish, someone would have taught me this years ago as I ventured out into the world, a young gal, because I did not have a study mentality at all. I never picked up a book. In fact, I hated reading, and that's embarrassing to say, but it's true. It was never my strong suit in school likely because of my lack of comprehension, which is a normal thing for many kids, actually. They don't get it, so therefore they don't like it. Makes sense, right? And I certainly never carried on reading into my adult life. I honestly may or may not have read an entire book, like a normal book, from cover to cover in school. Seriously. So now I'm totally different, though. Like, totally different. And if someone had told me how to be like this today, I would have basically told them they were a liar. That's how much I hated reading. So it was a slow start, that's for sure. My reading skills were not great, but like anything, it took practice, and I'm getting much, much better with it. It's like I'm infused with like the desire to constantly want to know more. I love books. I have tons and tons of books. I read daily now, even if it's just a little bit or a chapter or rereading a chapter. And I listen to Audible while in my vehicle. It's like a university on wheels. So something I really want you to hear in this message, especially currently where there is so much limitless information available for all of us anytime. Like the information, it's not just the information highway we have nowadays. It is like information overload. Stop listening to everything. Stop listening to everything. It is a surefire way for overwhelm and confusion. It steals your clarity. Have you ever felt that? Like you get on in rabbit holes with gurus on YouTube, the overall internet, this book, that book, podcasts, IGTV, webinars, programs, courses, lives. Like just saying that list is like, where do I start? It's great that we have all the information at our fingertips, but we must realize the discipline necessary to really focus on what we need rather than what's entertaining or gets us sucked into a hole and we're like, oh, there was, right? You ever been there? What all this tends to do is like it rushes facts and information into our mind. And this is how I look at it. It's like an automatic ball server for tennis, and then you hit the ball and you hit the ball. But it's turned up to warp speed. It's like, are you going to hit a ball? No, you're not going to hit one ball. You're going to end up frustrated and you're going to want to quit. So with studying, although there is tons of great information out there, we need to filter and accept only what we can handle. That way we decide what we want to learn instead of becoming bombarded with over information and overwhelm. We must learn to live from the inside out, which I have had a great taste of this morning, and I am a rock star. I deserve a trophy for it all. You live from the inside out rather than the outside in. And what we must learn is to be in alignment. The proper way to study is not to read something once and that's it. It's going over the information repeatedly until we master it. Then we apply it, grow from it, and move on. This might be slow, like I said, like my reading, slow and awkward at first, but it becomes faster and you'll get far superior results. It was like reading for me. It was a slow start, but I'm much better at it now. So quickly touching on like e-commerce business, because this is stuff I see all the time. I see people in overwhelm all the time when they're trying to market and do their businesses online. They try Instagram for a month and then they don't see results, right? So they switch over to TikTok and they try that for a while. And then they go to Clubhouse and then Facebook. They're all over the place because they're all incredible platforms. They all work. But they're just constantly flowing through all of them, so nothing works, right? Because there's too much and there's too much overwhelm and they're not sticking to something long enough to see if it works. And there's people that, they'll listen to one Instagram expert telling them to do X, Y, Z, and then another one, an expert, tells them to do ABC. They get crazy, overwhelmed, confused, and quit. That's partially why we feel so much overwhelmed just with studying. Where do I start? What do I study? Our mind, okay, this is what's going to help you a lot. Our mind operates by law, and one of the greatest laws, and I think is the greatest law, states this: order is heaven's first law. Order is heaven's first law. So it makes total sense that when we feel overwhelm or confusion, we are not abiding by heaven's first law, right? So that's our first indication of not being aligned. If our life is not in order, if it's in chaos, number one, you need to get in alignment. We can't be aligned when we're overwhelmed. Just it's the opposite. So our vibration is like all over the place due to the influx of information, and we're trying to take it all in. Stop. Just freaking stop. Find a quiet place and close your eyes. Just relax and breathe. So when so much is coming at you all at once, it's a recipe for failure. Okay? Now, there's so much out there. There's so much that works. So again, what do you study? What do you do? Here's the kicker. Like, all these strategies work. If someone is teaching the ABCs of Instagram and another person is teaching the XYZ of Instagram, they both work. They work for them, or they wouldn't be trying to teach it, right? However, we will try for, a period of time to make it work for us. It doesn't work, so we go to another method and we try that for a while. It doesn't work. You see, we're not studying, or we're not mastering either because we have this microwave mentality of wanting it now. So we're not mastering anything. It takes persistence and diligence to change and create something that really works. It's not a one and done. It's an over and over and over. And I know you don't like to hear that, but that's studying. That's true studying. Studying isn't just reading a book and putting it on the bookshelf. It's studying and really understanding the book. It's a good book. Here's another thing. Sometimes we'll stick to it and then we really do what we're told to do. Do everything just perfectly. But it still doesn't work for us. Why is that? Because it's the person that needs to change. The strategy works, but the person needs to change. We're not who we need to be to get the results that they're talking about and that they've actually got. So this is the kind of studying I have been doing. I have been understanding myself and my uniqueness. I'm the only one responsible for me. I'm the only one that can change me. So I might as well study me. Who I need to become in order to basically get whatever I desire, because all that ever was and all that ever will be is already here, if not in one state or another. So it's me that has to change if I want anything in different states. And in order to change me, I need to understand me. And in order to do that, I have to study. So I studied the material, of course, by my mentor, Bob Proctor, because he studied this program and proven it over and over and over again with many consultants and clients over 60 years. Another piece of advice is this, and it's actually a Bible verse, although I'm not here to quote the Bible or scripture, and it's not a quoted scripture, but the advice is to help you determine who to follow and who speaks the truth. And it's just this. Again, it's not a quote, but it is out of the Bible. And it says, by their fruit you will know them. What does that mean? But doesn't that resonate with you? It's like, oh yeah, by their fruit you will know them. Why it resonated with you is because it's the truth. Your spirit knows truth. It recognizes truth. It's like, oh yeah, that's it. That's it. So there are so many coaches now, as many as essential oils. I love Young Living essential oils. And when I got into it, it was the main source of essential oils, that and another major company. Now, you can find oils everywhere. I mean, everywhere. Are they all the same? Not likely. So there's so many coaches and people out there now claiming to be teaching basically the same thing that Bob has been teaching for over 60 years. And I'm sure the majority of them really mean well. It gets a little overwhelming, though, as to who do I listen to? Who do I follow? Like, where do I even start? So if you're wondering who to learn from and follow, just look at the fruit of their tree. What are their results? Are they the same results you want? Are they talking the talk, walking the walk? Are they someone worth following? Right? You can tell when someone's just in it for the money. They're just wanting to sell. That's all it is. It's like, no. Right? Then you know who actually connects with you. And that's connecting from heart to heart. They're the ones that you want to work with. Definitely. So there's something said by most leaders, and it's true. You will become the environment of who you associate with and what books you read. And I would personally do what I've developed and called is a harmony test on both of those areas, on the people I hang out with and what books I read. I would do harmony tests all the time on that. And if you're wondering what a harmony test is, you'll have to get a hold of me. It's simple, but it really, really works and it's effective. I better speed this up because I'm already at 20 minutes. That is the key, harmony testing, to be able to gauge who you learn from. If what that person teaches does not align with my goal, then I will not learn from them. Or worse yet, I'll become frustrated and overwhelmed and confused and possibly just shut down and give up and go back to my old ways. Don't ever do that. Don't ever give up on your dream. If you have finally discovered a dream or a goal, make sure it's big and make sure you go after it. And any good leader will tell you that. Dream really big. And then start aligning with that dream. That's the goal. That's the destination. Everything you do should line up with that destination. Oh, I'm on a diet. I'm going to release X amount of pounds. What am I doing with the chocolate cake in my hand? Well, that don't align. Get rid of the chocolate cake. See, it's that. But you don't know what to align with if you don't have a goal, which is a whole other topic. So I will leave you with this thought about study, especially as it pertains to this day and age. I want you to really, really think about it because it is important for what's going on and the realignment of the world. Some call it ascension, spiritual awakening, 5D, or the new world. It is all happening right now. This is not what I teach, but I acknowledge it because it does it all filters in to the same pool, right? But something I have read before, it rings really loud in my mind as I do continue to study and grow and learn every single day. The material I study is in absolute alignment with the new world, with where we're going, with all this ascension and 5D and all of the stuff that's going on. This is exactly what I study, just in different words. But I read and I heard, and I put it in the quote before we started this live, in a world of change, the learners shall inherit the earth, while the learned, meaning those who know everything, the learned shall find themselves perfectly suited for a world that no longer exists. As a leader, you must embrace change and remain a student, or find yourself perfectly suited for a world that no longer is here. Don't you feel that happening? Don't you feel that happening? Do you feel the shift and the desire towards understanding more and perhaps becoming a student? If you remain stuck, either because you think you know or because you are determined to unlock doors with old keys, I like to say, you will find yourself in a world that you no longer recognize. So stop playing around. It's like that kid that goofs off in school. Sooner or later, there's an exam. The chances are they have no clue what it's even about. The fact is the world is changing and people don't like change. I stress this one thing. Get understanding. Get your own understanding that aligns with your goals. Start to study, think, and the power that you have within you to change everything right here, right now. I'm not kidding when I say that. I've done it. I turned this whole thing around. Healthy, wealthy, happy. It's yours. We can inherit the earth together. Let us work together. Let's just do it together. It's funner together. You owe it to yourself and you owe it to your family. All you have to do is decide. And if at any time you want to join us in another group, I know, groups, but we just started last night. Actually, we ended lesson 1, facilitation, but the Zoom lesson has been recorded and it's in there, so you can start anytime in Thinking in the Results. It is the best form of study out there. I'm not saying that because I'm doing that. I'm saying it because I've been doing it for 2 years and I have touched on and looked at other avenues of study, and this has everything in it. It is everything what everybody else is teaching in one form or another. And with the information that I have, and then the curriculum that branches off into books and stuff like that, you can delve further into study, you can make quantum leaps. This deals with quantum fields. This deals with the subconscious. Through the subconscious, we're all united. We're all interconnected. That gets really deep and woo-woo, so I'm not going to go there with you. But if you want to have a coffee consult, you just want to ask me more questions or just chat, reach out to me. I'd love to talk to you. And don't ever ignore that subtle feeling inside you might have in your gut or your mind when you hear some messages like this. That's your intuition speaking to you. And your intuition is the truth. It's knowing truth, and it's trying to guide you. And we get those intuition hits throughout the day. And for the most part, we're so busy living from the outside in that we just don't even hear them. We pay no attention to them, and they just bounce off us like one of those tennis balls. So I hope you're listening. And until next time, listen within, act upon. Thanks for joining me. I took a little extra time today, but it's the end of the month. We're wrapping it up. I had one heck of a morning, and I still pulled this all off. So have a great, excellent day. Bye.